keep it 1 for 100. My men keep it 1 for 100. My ladies keep it 1 for 100. My peoples keep it 1 for 100.
100.
Welcome to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Saturday morning, the day after what?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Black
Here, talk more in your mic, Tony.
Black Friday,
Bring it closer to you.
Super Friday. What we call it these days?
Black Friday.
Black Friday.
And yesterday for me was busy.
Busy.
It was busy.
At this time of year, folks, but hey, we want to thank Dick's House of Sports and let us come out again and do another show as we get ready to talk high school football finals, and 4A and 5A. We'll talk semifinals. But guys, before we get going to that, we're going to talk a little bit of college football as OSU finished up their season without winning a Big 12 game.
Was projected to take the conference too. How does that happen?
I mean, seriously, you got 20 starters coming back, and you don't win one Big 12 game. Talk to me about that, Big E.
Man, that is probably the saddest thing. I mean, you play in the Big 12 championship last year, you bring everybody back, and you don't win a game in your conference. So,
how does that happen?
Coaching.
I mean, do you really think it's all coaching? Because, we talked about this
Tony, you're going to have to bring your mic closer to you.
We talked about this last time. This Gundy, you think he still want to be there? You think he wants to get bought out?
He wants to get bought out.
100%.
He's not going to get no money. But if he gets fired, he's going to get, $35 million?
A lot of money.
I thought it was closer to like 14, 15 million. I don't think his buyout's that much.
I mean, he can retire. He can sell that big house, that farm, and he's set to go. But, we got to talk about that a little bit. I mean, like I said, have 20 starters coming back, don't win a Big 12 game. Colorado, a team that went down and played yesterday, beat them 52-0 on national TV. Pretty sad to say.
Yeah. It's embarrassing. And then, on top of that, I think Travis Hunter probably locked up the Heisman with that game.
I was going to talk about that.
How did he not get a Jim Thorpe?
Well, probably because he does.
Did you hear what Dion said about that?
He said, "Give him my trophy." I don't even.
Well, yeah, I mean, he said that, but he was thinking like, oh, well, he's not even going to be able to attend the award ceremonies because he's up for all these other awards. So that's why they didn't nominate him. So could be.
That's understandable.
That'd have been cool. And you know where the Jim Thorpe Awards passed out at, right?
Here,
Oklahoma City.
Right here,
at the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. So that would have been cool to have Travis Hunter in Oklahoma City, but
you got to look at Dion, what he did with the Colorado Bucks. last year bid in the competition last year, winning a few games, don't make a bowl game, and now he finished this year off 7-2, overall 9-3. Still got a chance to play for the Big 12 championship. Gonna go to probably a nice bowl. You heard what he said. He wants to stay kind of close. His fans can come. He's all about the fan support. But this is the big question.
I mean, they still have a chance to get into the college football playoff.
Well, yeah, they do.
Well, they have to have two of the three teams.
It's an off chance, but
and stuff to happen. But one of the things you got to look at too, though, I got to ask this question: does Dion stay in college, or does he take his time up to the NFL?
I mean, you got like the number 2, number 1 quarterback recruit coming in. So I mean, I don't think he would go out and recruit that guy if he was planning on leaving. So,
you talk about that, but is Dion anything? I mean, you talk about this guy coming in, but it's not a Travis Hunter. It's not a Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I think, I don't know, it's going to be weird that this will be the first time that he didn't coach one of his sons, because I think all of his sons are out of eligibility, right? Shedeur is going to go to the league. I think Shiloh, his eligibility's up. Yeah, Travis isn't his son, but he treats him like one. But
on senior day. You're right about that. But Dion's done enough that anybody will pick him up. His name's been thrown up for the LSU job. They're thrown up for the Florida State job.
I see him go to Florida State before he goes.
I don't know.
To the NFL.
I think he's in Colorado. I think the vibe that he has with that older lady has really made him feel at home. Colorado's probably a place that kids are not going to get in a lot of trouble. So he don't have to really worry about that. And he got some good guys on his staff, the Warren Sapp and some of the other guys. But also every celebrity that and can think of is at a game each week. So,
it's like watching the Lakers or something.
It's like watching USC.
USC.
Back in the
Yeah.
back in the day.
You'd have Snoop Dogg and
yeah.
all those people at the game. I think they had 2 Chainz there last night. Did a concert after the game inside the locker room. So
And what game was that?
just last night they had 2 Chainz do a concert in the locker room after they won.
Man, must be
Talking
nice.
about I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Pull up to the scene with the ceiling missing.
Hey, y'all didn't know he can rap too.
Uh-oh.
That's part-time gig. But like I said, let's talk about Georgia a little bit. Georgia versus Georgia.
Man,
That
God,
8 overtimes.
I didn't get to watch the game. Like I said, I was busy. I was running out online orders, getting y'all's TVs and sound bars and whatever
Even
else
was
y'all
working.
are getting, iPhones, iPads. But, I look down at the score. It's like 17-0 at halftime. I check it again. It's like 27-13 with 5 minutes left in the fourth. And then I look up again, and we're in overtime. I was like, what happened? How do you let them score 14 points in 5 minutes?
it
So,
happens.
yeah,
Well,
I
he
mean,
fumbled the ball right there at the.
you blew a 17-point lead.
Yeah, but I tell you what thing with
They
Georgia
got away
Tech,
from the
though,
run.
Georgia Tech got away from the run with the quarterback. Quarterback played an excellent game. He might have had about 30 carries last night as a QB. I tell you what they did when they got down to the overtime and they had to go for 2. They kind of froze up a little bit. They started trying to throw the ball instead of run the ball, and that's what Georgia did at the very end. They ran the ball in to get the 2-point conversion. The craziest thing is, man, I've never, as much as I think I know football, I got educated a little bit last night, is that I didn't know after the second overtime.
Oh, you have to.
Oh yeah, you
yeah,
go.
so
It's
it's 4
2.
for
They
2.
just
Yeah,
changed
I'm
that
thinking,
rule a few
how
years
did-
ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember
looking
that
at the
game? It was
score,
like,
I'm thinking,
yeah,
How they going for 2 and the score the same? So I
Yeah.
got to educate a little bit on that. But great game, Georgia Tech, the SEC. I mean, I'm just telling you right now, it's a tough conference to play in.
Yeah.
Everybody's beating each other out. You're gonna have teams like Boise State that's gonna get in, and some other team that's gonna get in the playoffs that probably don't deserve to get in the playoffs. But
Tulane
Why don't
lost
they
their
deserve
shot.
to get in though? Why don't they deserve?
because they play a weaker conference, and so your conference, they're taking a conference champion, so those are gonna be the ones that's gonna get in.
No.
Well, I mean, I get that, but that's the SEC's fault. They shouldn't have top-loaded the conference.
No, I mean,
Well,
I mean, I think this is the most balanced the SEC's been in a long time. I mean,
I think it's balanced all across the board. No one's going to wait to go to Alabama. I just go to Georgia Tech and play.
Well, you saw that now because you
Right.
saw Georgia's. I mean, you saw
Right.
Alabama's one of their best players leave.
That's why Saban got out.
Yeah,
He can't stockpile anymore.
Well, you like I said, you saw one of Alabama's best guys down going to Ohio State,
Yep.
and they got a good chance to win a national championship. I mean, you're looking at a team they got beat by Oregon, but right now they're probably the fan favorite to win the national championship.
Who? Oregon or?
No, Ohio State.
I still got Texas.
I don't know. I
Texas.
think
they're not battle tested.
I know we're
Texas
shooting
ain't
this
battle
game
tested.
today, but I think Texas.
We'll
Texas
find
did
out. We'll
have
find out tonight, but they're
Texas
not battle
did
tested.
have an easy road.
I think
They played
Texas
one
get
ring
beat
team
tonight.
all year and got smacked.
I think Texas get beat tonight.
So-
They got beat by Georgia. I think A&M beats Texas tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas didn't look good last week.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah.
Sleepwalking.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird.
but Texas do this every year. Every year they do this, man. I mean, they're kind of like
Kind of like
Santa. Santa
OU
Claus.
basketball.
Kind of like what?
OU basketball.
Well, OU's basketball. They are pretty good. You're gonna get
Hey,
some love.
yeah, won that battle for Atlantis, and then
They do that every year. They start.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
man, I tell you right now.
I
they
mean,
got some guys come in.
the guards that they have this year. I mean, I don't think we've had that much depth at guard
they're-
in a long time.
they're
Like
one
you
of
would
the best
have a
players in-
star like Buddy Hield or Trey Young, but they're loaded. I mean, you can bring in that freshman, you can bring in Elvis, you can bring in, who's that other
got
guard?
inside
Duke
game, too.
Miles. Like you got 3 guards right there that can shoot from
You got
anywhere
young
on the
man that we
floor.
had
They
on
can
the show
distribute.
from Dale.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dayton.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
he's
forgot
been
about
playing
him.
good
Dayton,
too.
I mean, he don't even play that much, but
Yeah.
he's still a big part of their team, though. But
They got a big game against Georgia Tech on Tuesday. So yeah.
Hey, I tell you, the SEC's basketball is strong too, though.
Yeah.
It's strong.
Yeah, you got
So-
Alabama, Tennessee. Who else is in the SEC that's good? Arkansas, Kentucky,
Arkansas.
Auburn. So yeah, it's
Well, Ole
SEC 's
Miss
good.
bounces back from a big loss. They
Yep.
had last week against Florida, and I think Florida and OU is one of the top-notch teams in the nation right now as far as playing good basketball. Florida and OU, but I think Ole Miss, they come back last night, beat Levy's team, Mississippi State. Game went kind of back and forth, but at the end of the day, Ole Miss pulled it off. Don't think they have a chance to get into the playoffs, though.
No, they lost their
That
chance
loss,
last week.
Yeah, that loss
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
Florida.
So
They still
Yeah.
trying to get Alabama in there, are they not?
Yeah.
I
Alabama,
like-
somebody they want to get in.
I
there,
hope
but
Auburn
don't think
wins.
For
Alabama
what?
get in.
You've
I
lost
mean,
3 games.
you lost 3
Alabama
games
shows a lot
in
of
embarrassing
I don't
fashion
care.
too.
That's horrible.
Except for what they've lost to. They lost to Vanderbilt, OU. What's their third loss?
Was it Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I
That
you
OU
can't
loss
put him
was
in.
bad though.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, getting beat by 21.
You scored 3 points, and you shouldn't have scored those 3.
No. Yeah.
Well, folks,
so,
like I said, we're here at Dick's House of Sports, getting to celebrate, Christmas. Got the Christmas memories going on.
yeah. Thanksgiving over. Christmas
Thanksgiving's
is
over.
officially
It's all
on.
about giving and sharing. But, we're here to talk about high school football, as you get ready for the state finals next week. It'll be played at UCO here in Edmond. All games this year will be played at UCO.
Yep.
Starting on Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday. And then the following week, you'll have the 4A and 5A played at UCO in the state championship. They'll take care of this Friday night coming up. They'll play their semifinal games, and we'll talk about those in a few minutes. But we're going to finish up a little bit more college, and we'll jump on over to high school football. But like I said, one of the teams I'm kind of really shocked about is Boise State.
What about him?
Is their running back the best? Is he the best back in the nation?
He's probably the best
Who else would it be?
college back since Sanders.
Who else would it be?
If you had to ask me the last weeks, I'm going to have to say X-Rock.
No. X-Rod just got.
I love X-Rob. I love what he's doing, but he's got. I mean, he can get there. I think he can definitely get there, but to put any other running back above an Ashton Genty right now is disrespectful.
I'm going to ask you this question, though. The start of the season, before football even kicked off, college football kicked off, who would you say the best running back you'd have thought had been this year?
Best running back, Ollie Gordon.
That's what I thought Ollie
Right.
too.
Yeah.
So tell me this, does Ollie come back one more year? Does he transfer?
I'll transfer.
Or do you
Transfer.
think he goes
Gotta
and
get out of
tries
there.
his,
You got to get out.
Got
of
to
there.
transfer.
You got to
Think
get
he
out.
gets out?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to go.
He might. I mean,
They
he
don't have a
might. He
line.
might still have a high enough draft stock that he declares for the draft. It just
No,
but
he was going to go 4th round,
is that what his draft grade was?
probably
last
3rd
year?
or 4th round. Then they don't.
Well, yeah,
they
the
don't-
running back
they-
position
running
they
backs,
don't pick
Right,
early
unless
in
you're
the-
like a Barkley or
Right.
someone like
So
But
what do you think you think his stock is right now?
stock,
second day.
Yeah, I'd still say like 4th, 5th round.
Fourth, fifth round?
Yeah, because I mean, what he put on film last year. I mean, and even some of the games this year.
He really didn't
still-
have a big game to that last
They-
game against Texas Tech.
They didn't use him that
They only
much.
had
Yeah,
a-
they didn't. They
I think
didn't
he-
use him. He didn't have the load share that he had last year. So
Why do you
I
think
mean,
that is, though? I mean, how do you go from the year before and you still got the same offensive coordinator in Casey
because
Dunn?
all the coaches over there are idiots. I'll just say it. They're all idiots. They don't know what they're doing. Gundy has not managed this new area of college football very well at all. I mean, you lose the best defensive coordinator in the nation to Ohio State, and you go and grab a guy from D3. Like, what are you doing?
He's trying to save that money.
Like,
from
yeah,
that
it's
money.
like, what are you doing? And then Dunn, I mean, he hasn't done anything since, no pun intended.
He has done one
But-
thing. He helped get his future son-in-law stock up.
Yeah.
throw him the ball. Huh?
Right.
The ball. Presley, I mean, his stock has went up because every play that OSU ran this year was for Presley. So
Yeah.
Dunn said, hey, you going to marry my daughter? We're going to make sure you get
Go,
paid.
go at least second day.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
But
That's
yeah, I think you got to rebuild that. I said it last week. I'll say it again. You got to build that program from the ground up. That's just the
How though?
there's-
It's OSU.
I mean, I'm wondering the same thing. What I said last week is that you get a young guy in there that's trying to prove himself. You know, you might go through a few coaching searches in the next decade, but you know, you gotta get a few. I think what would help, you get a young guy in there that's fiery, unproven, to go in there and prove himself, and do that. And then you got to get the boosters to back you. I mean, that's just how it is right now. I mean, you got to appeal to the fans, you got to appeal to the boosters, you got to get people to throw some money at you, just so that way you can get the facilities, you can get the stadium upgrades, you can get the recruits. I mean,
But,
that's
I
just
mean,
what
the
you got to do.
stadium
That's
is
the new
upgraded,
that's
though.
the
I mean,
new
they
era.
put a lot of
It's
money
just
into
the location.
They put a lot of money into the stadium, so you don't think it's has a lot of upgrade to it already, though? I mean, you're looking at a
Not
you're looking at a
compare.
top-
I mean, I will say I went to
I mean, I
they're
get
doing
that
upgrades
stadium
now,
is
but
better than the Ole Miss Stadium.
yeah, 100%. Well, I didn't go to Ole Miss
But I'm
Stadium,
just saying, just the facilities and looking at it and what they got in the weight room and all that. OSU has.
but what Ole Miss has that OSU doesn't is that they're in the SEC and
Correct.
Lane Kiffin.
No,
That's what OU in Texas.
So like it's just that's the thing. You got to get a good coach in there. Like I think a good hire for the OSU would be the Texas State head coach. What they've been able to do over there, the recruiting they've been able to do at I think they're in the Sun Belt Conference. Just what they've been able to do there. I mean, I think you got to give him a shot, which they just extended him. But if you can throw him a bigger contract, maybe that'll sway him. But I really like the Texas State head coach and what he's been able to do with a program that's,
Like I said, I think they'll give Gunny one more year. Then we'll kind of see where it goes from there, though. But like I said, I mean, being a former Bomber, you want to see the guy do well. But, sometimes, he's been doing it for, over 30-some years. Sometimes you get burnt out of your job. Sometimes you got to get that new
I think you can just tell his heart's not in it anymore.
Well, I don't know if the heart's not into it, but, Big E, you got to realize, though, that NIL money is taking a lot out of these coaches, man. I mean, you looked at Venables last week, man. I mean, it was a big win for him. What he did with the Sooners beating Alabama. No one picked him to win. He gets a big win. His wife's going through a lot. Has his two beautiful daughters sitting on this side. I mean, there's a lot going on, with these college coaches, because now you got to worry about who's going to come steal my kid. And it's the same thing as got in high school now. Kids are leaving.
Kids just leaving.
I mean, people's recruiting. They're under the table recruiting. There's some way somebody's trying to come. If your kid can ball, no matter what sport it is, somebody's going to come get him.
Right.
You talked about it earlier. We argued earlier.
Yep.
NIL money. It's kids get NIL money in high school sports now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happening daily. If I want your son or your daughter to come play for me, guess what? I'm going to give you some kind of perk. I said it earlier.
So you're not
Tuttle, don't
take
get mad at me for what I'm saying. Tuttle got the best money you can buy a state championship. That's why they're going to have a gold ball next week.
Yeah.
Or the week after.
Or the weekend. Oh, yeah, 4A. But, yeah.
Hey, the man knows I'm telling the truth. That's why he's smiling. What school you from, big man? Friends in Kansas. I know that. I went to Bethel in Kansas. You play, but you who? Okay. What high school did you go to? Okay. How'd you get all the way here? That's cool. Georgia. So you a Georgia Tech or No. Tech did good, man. They shouldn't have lost the game. They shouldn't have lost the game, though. They did. It was a good game, man. I always go for the underdogs, though, man. I mean, follow us, man. Keep it 100, Oklahoma High School Sports, man. We try to get every young person's name and young lady's name out there. So we've been doing it for a few years. And so Dick and House of Sports gave us this opportunity to come out and talk about high school sports. So appreciate you guys checking us out. Yes, ma'am.
Mom said I'll just be.
Get your football. Here you go. He'll catch it. He'll catch it for me. Here we go. See what you got. Hey,
there you go.
Here we go right there. You guys be good.
That's good.
What was that, Big A? I'm sorry.
I don't even remember, but
We're just talking about OSU.
Oh, we're talking about
OSU.
Venables.
Oh, yeah,
Venables.
Venables.
Kids
Yep.
get recruited in. I would say right now as a college coach, I'll probably be stressing year in and year out. Who's going to leave? Good as OU's played the last few weeks, who's going to pack up and leave and head to somewhere else,
Right, you got to babysit more.
You got to babysit them, You talked about, Sperry. You looked at Sperry, a kid was committed to go to Oklahoma the whole time.
Yep.
He left Colorado, okay? Wasn't good enough. He's going to Oklahoma. Every week he's going to Oklahoma, going to church with Venables. The next thing you know, he decommits and goes to a team that's, won 2 games? Florida State.
It's the money.
I mean, and I'm happy for him. You got to do what's best for you and your family. But I'm saying, no one's loyal anymore.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Well, they weren't loyal in the beginning.
Well, it's got worse than the NFL ball, though. I mean, NFL, guys get traded. I mean, you look at what's the receiver's name that was the Raiders? Adams.
Oh, yeah.
And he wanted to leave the Raiders. He left the Raiders. Now he goes to the
Jets.
To the Jets.
Yeah.
He ain't doing that with the Jets. So it just kind of tells you, no one's loyal to stay with anybody anymore, though.
Everybody's just trying to get theirs at the end of the day, but
everybody wants to get paid. We understand.
Is it selfish? Yeah, but I think in that business,
Well, how's it selfish?
Have to be.
It's a business.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it selfish by definition? Yes,
right.
But you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I would be, if I'm getting recruited and this school's offering more money than this school, I'm gonna look at this school more than this one, or I'm gonna do some talk hey, this school's offering me this, can you match it, can you beat it, so I mean you're talking about generational wealth, setting yourself up for generations. So I mean it's a lot of money getting thrown at you, and it's a really hard thing to turn down. So
I look at it like this: like, you have these organizations that are making billions of dollars of the work and sweat of my back that I It's 365. Football has turned into where I remember back in the day you had at least a month or 3 months off. Mm-hmm. It's every day now.
Yeah.
So I'm putting in the work. I'm gonna get my money too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. If I'm making you rich, I got to get rich. Exactly. And I'm getting fractions of what you're getting.
Exactly.
I got to make my money.
Exactly. Yeah. These kids are making billions and billions of dollars for their institutions that they're playing for, and then they're just now starting to get a piece of the pie. So I think all in all, it's a good thing. Should it be regulated better? Should you have like caps and everything? I do think so, but I think all in all, it's better for the athletes. It's turned into an athlete's game now.
Correct.
So
no, that's it. That's what it's at, man. You want these guys to get paid to get hurt. A lot of these kids used to take out the insurance policies. If they got hurt, they got $1 million. Now $1 million ain't nothing.
Nothing, right?
Yeah. They're getting, look at the kid you talked about earlier. The kid that signed with, he committed from LSU to go to Michigan.
Yeah.
$10 million.
Crazy.
$10 million.
That's a lot
for a young 19-year-old kid. It should be the last one for the rest of his lifetime.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, the good thing about Michigan though, they got a similar thing set up to what OU has. Like they have, OU calls it the soul mission. Michigan has something similar to it. So they have financial advisors and everybody there. So if you're gonna get thrown that much money by a school, I think Michigan's one of the ones to do that because they'll be able to teach you how to properly use it.
All right, guys, I got to ask you this. Who wins the Heisman? I know we talked about Henry, but
Travis.
You
that's
think
loud.
Yeah, it's
even though
they kind of tell you by what award you win. He didn't win, get nominated for the Thorpe. That tells you he won the Heisman. It's just like when the quarterback wins the Davey O'Brien or something else. That means he didn't win the Heisman.
Yeah,
they'll kind of tell you by the awards you win. So
but who do you think's the top 5? You think they send?
I think it's Travis,
Genty,
Shedeur. Probably, Shedeur. Yeah, I'd say Shedeur and maybe the Miami
he's
quarterback.
He's a top quarterback.
I think they cancel each other out, though.
He's just going. That doesn't mean he's going to win.
Yeah, because they take 4 people to New York. I think
they only took 3 before.
Yeah, because that year that you had Baker and D.D. Westbrook go, you knew D.D. Westbrook wasn't going to win it, but he still went. But I think my top 4, if it were me, it's Travis, Genty, Cam Ward, and
I gotta get a shout out real quick in the store.
Gabriel.
Cole's in the house, folks. The outstanding catcher.
Oh, he's been walking around.
Edmond Memorial, folks. My man. I got a chance to coach this young man. When he was young. Come over here, man. Come back and stand by me real quick. Come say something real quick, man. You come over here and get to see me, man. What's up, Cole?
Coach him?
How you doing? Pretty good, man. Folks, come get on the camera, man. Everybody see who you are. Come over here, right here, man.
There's a seat right there.
Yeah.
The way I set it up, I didn't put it in the shot. You can.
My bad.
Cole, tell me a little bit about yourself, man. I know this young man. Get over here and talk to us real quick. Tell what you got going on, man.
I'm a sophomore at Evan Memorial. I just transferred there from Carl. Well, moved there from Carl Albert.
Transfer. He said you see him transfer.
Himself there.
Hey, it's okay, man. You get one transfer.
I catch and pitch. Been ranked number 1 in state for 2 years. Got to have this guy as my coach for
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
3 or 4 years.
Well, Cole, folks, I'm going to tell you, man, Cole's not only a great baseball player, but he's a good wrestler. He's just a great athlete. He got a chance to go to school with his mom and dad. He took his talents over to Edmond Memorial. I was sad. I called his dad. Actually, he got done playing a baseball game, and I'm driving down the street, and I said, man, I just heard a rumor your son is going to Edmond. He said, yes, he is, Tony. And, and I couldn't say nothing because I didn't say anything.
Edmond's getting everybody.
But I got to say, though, man, folks, you're looking for a young man that's going to be popular in the next few years. Keep your eye on this guy, man. He's an outstanding catcher, like I said, baseball player. He played football for me in the Little League. Was he a great little running back, linebacker. So he took his talents to make sure to just do baseball. But I'm telling you, it's a guy that you're going to read about, has a good chance to get drafted when he gets a chance to when the time comes. But if you don't get drafted, what college you looking at?
There's a couple I've been looking at.
What will be your top 5? Come get on this
top
mic,
5.
man.
Probably Tennessee, OSU, Texas has been a big one. I've looked at Arkansas and
No Oklahoma?
nah.
SEC's where it's at right now.
OU?
Yeah.
Come on now. We can't get you in the state of I might be able to get a free ticket.
That's what he's worried about. He's worried about free ticket.
I want a free ticket, hot dog, and drink.
You ever been to an OU baseball game?
Huh?
You ever been to an OU baseball game?
No, I haven't, but
they're all
if
right.
he's playing, I might
They're
go
all right.
watch.
All right.
Hey, I don't discriminate. I like it. I coached it back in the day. But Cole, man, I want to say good luck to you, man. What are you doing right now? Just off-season training?
Yeah, it's off-season.
Yeah. How much you weighing now?
190-ish.
What's your goal? Where do you want to be at?
Well, if I could grow a little bit, I'd like to be at 200.
Hey, 190 is good, man. I mean, I don't think I ever weighed. Well, I weigh more than 190 now, but I never weighed 190.
I was going to say, what?
You know, I mean, I got done from school, ball. I mean, I found 200 quick, and it never left me. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for coming to see me, man.
Sir.
I appreciate it, man. Good luck to you, man. I have to come catch your game, all right?
Sir.
All right, be good. John, you guys have a Merry Christmas, man. Tell the wife Merry Christmas, man. But, folks, I had to give my man some shout-out. Cole Dunlap, man, like I said, the outstanding catcher for Edmond Memorial. Sad to see him leave the CA town. But, hey, you got to do what's best for your kid. And I'll tell you right now, Edmond's going to be running for a chance to win a state title in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
We need to check Edmond
So
Memorial.
Edmond Memorial do a big thing. Did y'all make it to the game last night against Bigsby? Yeah, it was a good game, though, man. I mean, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But, man, just folks, remember the name, Cole Dunlap. You heard what he said. He's just a sophomore, baby. He got a few more years, but listen, he going to hit dingers and he going to throw you out, so don't run on him, all right? Now, remember that. I said it first. Don't keep it 100 Oklahoma High School sports. Don't run on him. Let's go, Big E. You guys be good. All right.
What are you talking about now? We get into these high school games?
Well, let's
or
get
what?
into this high school. Let's take a quick break real quick and get the people that give us some love and sponsors real quick. So we'll be right back after what?
After one of our sponsors.
Keeping it 100 Oklahoma High School, so let's be right back.
The gang's the same, but we changed the name, and we're now Chaos Customs OKC. Still your one-stop shop for all your vehicle upfitting and accessory needs. With almost 30 years in the business, we're your go-to for lift kits, wheels, tires, spray liners, bed covers, leather, fleet solutions, and so much more. Give us a call today at 405-778-8878.
Welcome back to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Saturday morning. We're in the house of Dick's House of Sports, getting a chance to talk high school footballs. We're going to get into the playoffs now, folks. We talked a little bit of college. We talked about the Heisman. We'll talk anything. We even had Cole Dunlap, the outstanding catcher for Ed Memorial. But, hey, we had some games that went on last night. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about 5A and 4 as they get ready for their semifinals come next Friday night. But this coming up Friday night, you're going to have your 6A, big and small, and then your 2A, and in your what was the other one? 3A. All
Yep.
their final games will be this week. So every game that's going to be played out is going to be at UCO.
UCO,
So,
yes, sir.
Shout out to UCO.
Shout out to
football
UCO.
team.
They're playing in their
That's still
second
Paycom?
playoff game today in Michigan.
Yeah, so by the time the show will come out, we're going to know if they're either a winner or loser. Hopefully they can win again, and I think the next game, it just keeps getting tougher and tougher. But
Yeah, they're
last
playing
week,
number one Ferris State today.
so,
So
it just tells you, but hey, this congratulations. UCO ain't been in the playoffs in a long time, so
Yep.
Coach has done a good job. I know they had a bunch of guys come out last week and support them, and folks, I'm gonna keep saying it. I think UCO will be a Division I small team here in the next 5 to 10 years. So
it'd be cool to have an FCS team in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you right now. I mean, they're doing big things. The facilities is nicer than most Division I, some of the smaller Division I schools.
Absolutely.
So looking forward to see that. But we're gonna get started in the 6A. Big. You had shout out to Anthony Gillum, the coach for Owasso.
Yeah. Anthony Graham. Yes, sir.
Anthony Graham. I'm sorry, I said Gillum. Graham. You know me. I'll tear up a name in a minute.
You will do that.
Gets a win over Jinx in 2 overtimes. It just tells you right there. To me, that could have been a state championship game, but he'll face Bigsby next week as Bigsby gets a win over Edmond.
What was that first game with him and Bigsby?
He beat him 40. I'm glad you asked it. I had that in my notes. Good question, Mr. Jonah. Mr. Jonah, I had that in my notes. Where is it at? Right.
Do I need to
Was it a
go
blowout
back
or was it something?
No, it was a 49 to 20 or.
That's a blowout.
What week was that? Week 2? Week.
I think it was
That was
week
week
one,
1.
wasn't it?
It was one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was week 1.
So a lot can change
No,
by
I'm
then.
sorry. The first time they played Bigsby, the score was 40 to 21.
40 to
Yeah,
21.
that's
Yeah.
That's
Week
not a
0
close
was
game.
week
Week
0.
zero.
game. Yeah.
So you got to ask yourself, how does Bigsby make up 21 points to give Owasso a game? I know
Slow
that
it
was
down.
week 0. Now you're all the way to the week 13. Do you think Owasso can finish it off? I always tell people it's hard to beat a team twice. They proved me wrong because they just did it. They just beat Jinx in overtime. But I think Jinx is a team you had 21 transfer ins and you don't win it, you got to start looking yourself in the mirror. I know they came back and they lost a few games early, then they came back and made a run in the playoffs, but Owasso takes care of business and knocks them off. But, Coach Antonio's first year at Owasso is doing big things, So the Broken Arrow job came open. I really want to be interested who applies for that job.
Yeah.
If I'm don't get mad, but I'm keeping it 100. If I'm Robert Jones, I throw my name in the hat.
Yeah.
Not seeing what Antonio's done with Owasso, but what he's done at Dell City. We'll talk about Dell City and Carl Albert down the road, but, you saw what are you ever going to get over the hump to beat Carl Albert? It's going to be tough.
Well, if you take a BA job, you're ever going to get over the hump to beat an Owasso?
But I'm telling you, BA's paying me 150.
Fair enough.
talk
Right,
about money.
but it's the longevity at Dell City. He's going to be able to stay.
Yeah, I
there
think he's just too invested in that community right now.
No,
I don't know why
I understand it, but I'm saying if you see all these college coaches and these
Well,
coaches,
you're saying just throw your hat in there.
throw your hat in the name, see what
right,
you're
I
saying.
get what you're saying.
But like I said, you guys,
Jones, I'll be your agent. I'll get you about 10 to 20 more.
Hey, Andy Collier said he ain't gonna pay that kind of money to keep you in.
We ain't worried about Andy.
He said we ain't gonna pay that kind of money to keep you in. But you look at BA. Do they take a shot at Coach Mike Dunn? Do they? His brother.
Why would nobody would ever leave Carl
No one's
Albert?
not
But I'm
leaving
just saying though.
I
if
mean,
you're
they can talk to him.
His brother
he ain't
is
gonna answer.
His brother is a superintendent.
I mean, that call is just gonna go straight to voicemail. So
Right.
I mean,
You got.
Why would you say that?
But listen to this. Look at
why would you
Albert's-
leave Carl Albert?
Right.
No,
you got.
I'm just saying.
Time out.
Are you not going to entertain it?
No. You're a Carl Albert? No.
You look at Carl Albert's schedule versus.
You're coaching. That's one of the best jobs, if not the best job in Oklahoma
Look
high
at
school
Carl Albert's
football.
schedule. I'm not leaving Carl Albert.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mike
You
Dunn's going to win him like 10 more before he retires. He's still young.
Right.
So
Your toughest game is what? Dell City? Maybe. Who after that?
Middle City. We think they do.
They need to get rid of him. But the thing is, I don't think that's going to happen. Keep it 100. Carl Albert doesn't want Middle City good.
Why?
Why would you want Middle City good?
I mean, why? Same reason why Dell City's good. You can't say that. I mean,
What
Middle
would
City's-
not be in the interest if Midwest City is good?
I
They
mean,
don't want Dell City good. Where you going to go? If Midwest City starts getting good, you're going to have to compete on keeping players.
I think that's in any school. You look at that in Edmond. You look
Right.
at that in Moore.
Right.
I
But
mean,
I'm
just,
keeping it 100.
no. I mean, you keep it 100, but I'm saying you
I
got to look
want my school to be good. I don't want.
We do this all the time.
what if you went back and coached Midwest City?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What
say
would
we
you
do a
do?
state championship.
He's having to take
Are
a
you?
state champ.
Yeah.
All right.
You know why?
Well, here's the thing. You don't like moving kids around though. So I mean,
But they
what
gonna
do you
come regardless. If
Yeah,
we
okay.
go coach in Midwest City, half those kids are gonna leave.
Somebody asked me
I
the same
forget
question.
y'all coached a lot of kids. So you,
Right.
yeah.
Somebody
you
asked me this
kids.
question
Yeah.
earlier. If Zoe came back and coached Midwest City, we get kids. This is the thing. The Bill Midwest City, you're gonna have to. It's gonna take somebody very special. It's gonna bring back. You're gonna have to bring back somebody with that tradition. You're gonna have to bring somebody that knows the ins and outs of Midwest City.
So you
Midwest City's not
need
the same.
somebody that's coming in there that bleeds that Bomber magic. is what you're
That's
saying.
it. And that's the thing that with Carl Albert, when Coach Rose and Coach Corley retired, they brought a guy that played at Carl Albert. Right. That's the best thing you could do. And he was a hot commodity right now. He's with coached in Texas. He's coached at Dell City. He's done some good things at Dell City. Then you bring him over back home.
Yeah.
And then nobody on that staff leaves. They all stay here. So what does that tell you?
Right.
So I
So
mean,
who are some guys that are coaching right now that are Midwest City grads?
I mean, I don't. You don't really have that many names out there. I mean, it'd be good to see. Ron Smith, one of his boys, come back. Drew Karen or somebody like that. Somebody that has that blood that's been there. I mean, you look at it. You look at Midwest City in the '90s, and you look at Carl Albert right now. I mean, it's like you said. Mike might win 10 more.
Right.
I don't think he will win 10 more.
I know a guy that's coaching that's got Midwest City blood.
Who's that?
Oh, Edmund.
Terrence Carter.
Who?
Terrence Carter over at Choctaw.
Boy, you better quit.
He said Terrence.
I'm gonna have to edit this part
Edit
out.
that part out.
I had to throw it in there. I just had to see your reaction.
Terrence
But
I thought you was gonna say Memorial's coach.
I mean,
who? Memorial?
the Memorial's
Oh, okay.
coach. I mean,
Hey,
I don't know if
there
he'll
you go.
come. I don't know if he'll go back to.
Yeah, I'm not leaving Evan Memorial for Midwest City.
And that's the thing is though, you gotta look at it. I mean, that's good. That's good, Big E, because you gotta look at it. It's gonna take a certain coach to go to Midwest City.
Right.
You can't get every coach to go to Mississippi because one, and I'm not being mean. The show's called Keep It 100. Is the halls. What do you have walking down the halls? Do you have the players that can help you build a tradition? This thing about it, Colorado's about to lose 6-7 guys to go play Division I football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? They're probably going to have 10 guys move in.
Yeah.
You know, Dale City might have a few. Mississippi's probably not going to have none. Unless they're going to come play basketball for Coach Noel. So now you got Mississippi's become a basketball program and not really a football program. Colorado's winning in track. They're winning in football. They're winning in baseball. They're winning in girls softball. Not girls basketball yet. But, you know what I'm saying, you're winning a lot of different sports, so you got kids moving in. So now with these military people move in, what are they sending their kids?
Carl Albert.
That's what I'm
Choctaw.
getting at.
Yeah.
Choctaw's getting a lot of them, too.
I think it's going to take a long time to get Mississippi back to where it's going to be to compete with Carl Albert or Dale City. Like I said, we'll get to them in a minute, though. Let's talk about Edmond Memorial getting the win. Edmond.
Edmond Memorial over Bixby.
No, they got beat by Bixby.
Oh, yeah,
last
they
night.
did. Yeah.
So you're going to have in the state championship, you're going to have a rematch from a game earlier this year, Owasso versus Bixby. Owasso, beat Bixby earlier. Bixby has won the last 6 gold balls. How do you find a way? Because Bixby's been there. Owasso's won a state champion before, but, Coach Montgomery is probably one of the best coaches in the state.
Mm-hmm.
So
you say it's gonna come down to coaches or players?
I think Owasso has the best line. I think about Bixby. They lost a couple of games this year. They lost to Norman, a team you're like, how did they lose to Norman?
Secondary.
But it's sometimes it's where the cookie crumbles. Yeah. Kids can be sick. Kids can be hurt. I think next week, I think Owasso got one of their top players back. He was hurt. He's playing in the playoffs now. So I think
how many games has he played?
Huh?
How many games has he played?
I don't know all that. I'm on the staff, so I can't speak on that. But I knew he was coming back in the playoffs. So I just think that you look at Owasso, I think coach is out to, you heard his testimony, how he grew up, coming from, playing over at Union, getting a job on the Blankenship, coming back and getting a job, coaching with Blankenship at Owasso now. It's his team. Yeah. I saw the guy yesterday in the film. He's in the stands with his, baby cheering and pumping his arm up. That's what it's all about, folks.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. That's you involved with your kids. If you love your players like they're your own kid, you're gonna go a long way. Yeah. Some of these coaches don't.
No,
they don't.
A transaction.
It's just transaction. You gotta love those players like they're yours. To this day, I still tell people Dennis Huggins is like a father figure to me. Don't talk to him hardly no more or see him, but I just remember the things he taught me as me playing ball.
Absolutely. Yeah, moving on to
Owasso, again, how y'all feel about it? Owasso Bixby game.
Owasso Bixby. I think it'll be pretty good. I think you got Bixby, a team that's won it year after year after year. Owasso, a team that pretty new coaching staff, pretty new head coach, and they've been able to put stuff together this year. I think it'll be interesting. But I think Bixby's reign is over. Well, not like for this year. I think Bixby they'll be back, but I think Owasso. I think this is just their year.
We've seen Owasso live. Those are some big boys.
Yeah.
So they won 10 overall. They win this will be 7 in a row. So that's a tough streak to beat, man. For Owasso to go get it. Can they get it? Yes, but Bixby's a winner, man. When you win, you know how to win. So it's a whole different ball game.
Owasso's going to have some things to overcome in that game. I think. Maybe
they
get down early and they
just had a dogfight against Jinx,
right?
And 2 overtimes. So that tells you right there. Yeah. So how many people's coming out of that game not having to take an ice bath though? So it comes down to that. So let's move on to 6A small.
6A2.
6A2. People get mad I call it small, but it's 6A. You get
both of them are correct.
You got Choctaw over Sand Springs.
Yep.
31-21.
That was a weird game.
Choctaw was down 21-6, came back, scored with
22 unanswered.
20 with some unanswered points.
I think like 21 or 22 unanswered in the second half.
Jay Corbin is in his 3rd state championship. He's 0-2. I think he's lost 2 with Steele. He's been in the semifinals a couple times and lost them, but I know he get his first one in Little League football, so that could be a start of him getting his first one in high school football. You get the monkey off your back. So how do you feel about that game?
This one coming up against Muskogee?
Yes.
Man.
He can't. He's not gonna be able to get down and come back.
I think.
Muskogee.
Yeah,
He's gonna
it's
have
just.
to.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, top secret. We keep everything 100 here. Quarterback might be banged up a little bit. You know, we're hearing that might have a little muscle pull. Hopefully, Mr. Miyagi.
He said, "Mr.
Mr.
Miyagi."
Miyagi. Wax on, wax
massage
off.
on his leg and get it back together like he did Daniel LaRue. But I just think if you're not having Cash Williams, it's going to be hard. I know they got the quarterback.
If he's not able to play for that game, that's going to hurt.
And man, I think Muskogee's going to have guys that can run with Juju.
Yeah.
And Major. You know, it's going to come down. You know, coaching. You know, Coach Hill's a pretty good coach. Corbin's done a good job. You know, it's not making as many.
Got the it factor though.
Yeah,
they got the
quarterback.
That quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, and they got one of the best running backs. They got a bunch of O linemen that's going D1. So I think it's Muskogee's game to lose, but anything can happen. That's why you got to go play the game. You can't just go give it. You looked at the Raiders. The Chiefs always have a tough time against the Raiders. I don't know why.
Matchup.
I mean, barely won yesterday. You know, so it just comes down to that's why you got to go play the game.
Chiefs have been barely winning all year.
Yeah, but I mean,
they got help from them zebras. So.
Oh, here we go. But I'm just saying, I think the Muskogee Choctaw game is going to be a good matchup. You know, two great teams.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, depends on what Juju can do. I think Juju's the it factor for Choctaw.
Yeah.
If you can get him in some open space and let him do his thing, he can do some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aaron McConnell's boy listened to the game on the radio.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
Raven.
he had a pretty.
He's
good
been
game,
having a good
know?
year. Yeah,
pretty good year. I don't know where
he
he's
grew
go,
a lot too. I see
boy.
pictures. Like I remember he was. I think he might have still been in middle school when I was in high school.
I got to ask
he
you
would
guys
come to the
a
games.
question real quick. In the last 5 years, who would be the 5 top players that came out of Choctaw in the last 5 years? I mean, it could be 5 to 6, 7 years. Who would you say?
That are like still playing or like just played high school?
Played ball. I mean, no matter what sport, just kids that's came out. It's kind of made them name for themselves.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be partial to the guys I play with because I think that was probably one of the best group of athletes that has ever come through there. I would say. I'm not just saying this because he's sitting right across from me, but Gabe Johnson. I mean, the things that he could do on offense and defense. At his size. I mean, he played bigger than his size. He put the ball in his hands. He can make a play. Angel Ackerman was really good too. Who else? I mean, you got to give love to Steele. Steele, I mean, he's been probably the best quarterback in the history of that school, and he's a good athlete, and he's doing things at OU now. I mean, they moved him to tight end, and people are saying good things about him after he moved to tight end, and they're saying that maybe next year you see him get some snaps at tight end. So I think you got to give it to Steele. Who else? I'm trying to think of who else I played with. That I played Chase Jackson. It sucks that injuries, kind of derailed his career. But I mean, human highlight reel. You throw that ball up. You get him in open space, he was going to score. And then a guy that I didn't play with, but a guy that's really made a name for himself this year, Terrell Davis. So I mean, only played 1 year of football at Choctaw, and then now he's the leading receiver in all of college football, not just Division II.
That's big time.
All of college football.
Now you talking about somebody that need to go get some NIL money as him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback off you. I'm gonna say Terrell Davis is a kid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say young man started off in Minnesota. He's taking his hand to Vanderbilt, getting a little bit of game for them. Is McConnell.
Absolutely, Kate McConnell.
Kind of making a name for himself. My 2 guys that I'm gonna probably get a front runner to is gonna be Gabe Johnson and Terrell Davis. Both played out here in Edmond for the UCO Broncos. Guys are not playing Division I ball, but both of the guys are Division I players. And Terrell Davis, like you said, a 1-year player in high school, and was a basketball player. But man, watched him play last week. Man, just the way he catches the ball. Gabe Johnson
was he a basketball player?
Basketball player.
Yeah. You got to give some love to Jeff Roberson too.
Jeff Roberson,
he got an interception yesterday, picked off Shadur Sanders, so that's pretty cool.
Gabe Johnson's a wrestler for UCO, national champion. So 2 kids that's coming out of the Choctaw, Yellow Jackets that I don't think that they give enough credit to or pub a little bit, because those are guys I'm gonna have come back talking to my kids, because those kids are the ones that are making it. So really, really big to see these guys do the thing. Like I said, Roberson. A lot of guys go off to college and they get these D1 offers and all that, but they really don't pan to me, and I'm being real here. paying to do anything in college. So when you can see a college student do the things they do, is really big time. So got to give the Yellow Jackets that they have put out some great athletes.
Yeah, and I mean it's great. It's cool that we can have that conversation because you talk about 10 years ago, talk about kids that have come out of Choctaw. Couldn't really say much unless they were girls basketball players or shout out to the girls basketball players. Anna Lanusa had a great college career, and I think her sister had a good career at UCO as well. But and then you had that kicker that went and played at Kansas. Ended up kicking a game-winning field goal. I forget it was a big upset win. This was back when Kansas was still like bad Kansas, losing every game. So who do
y'all pick between? If you're looking at it between, I know we kind of jumped back, but in the 6'8" big, Owasso or Bigsby, who you picking?
I got Owasso.
I'm
going Owasso. Then you look at the Choctaw versus Muskogee. Who you looking at?
Choctaw is just weird.
I could see this game going two different ways. I can see Muskogee getting out there, getting ahead by 20, 28 points early, and running away with it, or I can see it being a close game until the end. I mean, that's
if you look at some of the comparisons to both games, scores and who they played, it's pretty much even. Choctaw beat Stillwater the other night. I'm sorry, they beat Stillwater
early in the season.
Not bad. And Muskogee played them last night. Beat them. What was the final score on that one?
35-14.
35-14. So it's kind of an even matchup. So I think Muskogee has the edge, but I think if Cash does play, I think it's his last high school game he's ever going to play high school quarterback.
Yeah.
I could see him being dominant, just having one of those games that, hey, this
just kind of takes over. Yeah.
I'm Superman tonight. I know they used to call Steel the man of steel, but I think Cash could, hey, this could be it. Juju's last high school game. Don't know if he's going to go play college ball. A lot of these kids' last game. So,
right.
We can be the first one. And I don't know how long
it's been 60 years, I think.
Yeah, to win the state championship. So that's something that's always going to be in the back of your mind. You're going to be on the water tower. You're going to be talked about forever. Anytime you drive.
You never have to buy yourself a drink when you come back to Choctaw.
That's it. That's how you walk in whatever little store
they got rid of Charlie's. Charlie's ain't there no more, so I don't know where else
who
we
wins?
Who wins the game?
Yeah.
Muskogee.
All right. That's what I figured.
Yeah. I think, I got to take Muskogee. Or you know what? I'll take Choctaw. I'll play devil's advocate, if you will. I'll take Choctaw.
Moving on to 3A, we got Lincoln Christian over Heritage Hall. I really thought this would be the state championship game, but Lincoln Christian is just really too good, and they took care of business, man, beating Heritage Hall 42-14. So they're going to take on Sulphur. Sulphur's all over Chakota, 68-21. This game kind of it's I don't know to take Lincoln Christian or Sulphur.
Always take the private school.
Always take the private school. Sulphur put up a lot of points, man. 68 points to a Chakota team is pretty big. Only loss that Sulphur has this year is coming to Wagner, which is a 4A team that's in the semifinals in their division. So, who you like in that one, Lincoln Christian or Sulphur?
Lincoln Christian.
Going with Lincoln Christian.
I'm gonna go with Sulphur.
You just saying something.
No, I'm just gonna go with Sulphur. I mean, scoring that many points shows you where you're at.
What's that school name?
Against Chakota, a team with 4 losses.
Who?
Chakota, a team with 4 losses, scoring 68 on them.
I mean, hey,
you might be able to throw me out there at quarterback, and I still throw 68 on them.
Here we go.
I got an arm on me. People don't know this. I can sling it a little bit. Not very far, but I'm pretty accurate.
Let's look at I still got my task in play. I said it in the beginning of the year when we had CJ on the show, Millwood versus Marlowe. Millwood gets the win in overtime, 36-34. Bunch of overtime games, folks. Those is what you like when you.
I like them overtime.
I mean, as a parent on a winning team or a losing team, you're sitting in the stands. It could be your kid's last high school game, and you're sitting there like, "Come on, score!" Kind of like the Georgia Tech game. So, great game. Millwood. I didn't think they was gonna pull it off. They ended up pulling it off. I'm excited for them because I picked Millwood to win.
Bivens?
Who?
Bivens?
What do you mean?
Millwood.
Millwood. Oh, yeah. He's out there. Yeah, he missed. Boy, might get his first ring. But Millwood gets the win over Marlowe. Like I said, 34-36. I'm sorry, 36-34. And you got Washington, the best team probably in 2A football, has won the last few.
It's them again.
Winning again. They got a freshman quarterback, and they just keep rolling and rolling. Because if you can't play, what they do is that, hey, if you can't play at Norman North or you can't play in Norman, come on down to Washington where we got our own indoor facility. We got a bunch of money, and we're going to take care of you.
Yeah.
We're going to get you in college. So next week you'll have Millwood versus Washington. And I'm going to keep it 100. My man CJ is going to get his state champion, then he's going to transfer.
Where you gonna go?
I can't tell you.
I can't tell you.
Oh, he's got some insider information on this. Okay. That's what
He
he's
acted
saying.
like
That'll drop the 1st of January when he's in your school near you. So all you coaches and principals, be looking through the halls because CJ's gonna be walking down one of them. I'm joking, folks. I don't know that for sure. Millwood coach gonna be coming after me.
But
Who y'all got on that one?
No, I mean, at some point, Millwood's got to win one against Washington. So I'm just going to go with Millwood.
I think I got to stick with Washington. They
That's
just,
a good one. That's a good one.
I mean,
At some point, you have to. At least, I mean, it's always the
right.
Millwood had him down last year.
Well, I mean, it's like Choctaw and Bixby. You would think, at some point Choctaw's got to beat Bixby. They played them close, and then it just never happened. So I don't know. It's kind of like Carl Albert, Bishop McGinnis. Bishop McGinnis can never figure out how to beat Carl Albert. Maybe this is, Millwood's kryptonite.
Yeah.
So
moving on to, because 2A, they switched it up. They got 2A1 and
2A2. Yep.
In 2A2, you got Vian over
Colcord. Yeah.
35-16. Then you got Davis over Stroud, 14-6, a real good game. So now you're going to have in the championship, you're going to have Vian versus Stroud. Is that right? Yeah.
Vian, no, you got Vian versus Davis.
Oh, Davis. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Vian versus Davis in the state championship. I'm gonna go with Vian on this one.
Vian, they're pretty good this year. Probably, they're definitely the best team in 2A2. But I can't pick against Davis. That's my last name. So I gotta pick Davis for the last name.
At this point, y'all just picking stuff.
I think Davis is gonna pull up the upset and do something for the Davis name. There's a lot of us out there, probably too many, but for the Davis name, Davis is going to come out there and get the win.
Okay, I'll take that. So moving on to 4A, we'll go 4A, 5A. These teams are going to be playing their state semifinals this Friday night. You got Tuttle versus Bethany, which already met earlier this year. Tuttle gets the win. Then you got Elgin versus Wagner. I think that's the tougher road to get to the state championship.
That'll be an interesting game.
Big game,
Yeah.
I mean, I think Tuttle, like I said, I think they're the best team in 4A. I know Elgin and Wagner got something to say about that, but I think Tuttle, with all the pieces they got, Brady.
Yeah. Brady McAdoo.
Yeah.
You got who was the quarterback? I can't think of his name. Blinking on his name, but then you got CJ Simon. So
you got the twins that came over from Newcastle. Big things is going on there at Tuttle. A lot of these
Cruz
guys.
Campbell. That was the quarterback's name. Got it. There you go. Cruz. That was the quarterback's name. Yep.
Yeah,
Cruz Campbell.
Big time man. Like I said, I think like I said, he's just a junior, so he got another year. But CJ and Brady, I mean, I think they're both looking for somebody to pick them up.
Yeah.
And the best time to show out is these next 2 weeks. So you're gonna have college coaches that's looking for players, and I think these guys can go take care of business because, like I said, they got film out week 12 and week 13, so that'd be good for them. But I'm going to take Tuttle over Bethany. Beat them earlier in the year. Beat them pretty good at Bethany at home.
I got
and
Tuttle.
Then you got Elgin versus Wagner. I don't know who to pick in that one.
I'm leaning towards Elgin.
I think, I'm going to pick Elgin with the upset.
You are?
Yeah, they got a young coach that's fiery. We had him on the show last year. I mean, probably one of my favorite interviews from last season. And, he's a young guy, understands his kids, all that good stuff. So I think I'm going to pick Elgin with the upset here.
Then you're going to move on to 5A, what everybody been waiting for.
Oh, boy. Such a shame we're getting this matchup in the semifinals. They got to fix that.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to save one for last, Big E.
I know.
We're going to talk about Newcastle
No.
versus Guthrie.
No.
We got a chance to watch Guthrie.
I actually like Guthrie.
I think Newcastle gets to
Think so?
Newcastle gets to win. I just think Newcastle's a little bit more coached up.
Who do you know in Guthrie?
Huh?
You really like Guthrie. Who do you know in Guthrie?
I saw them live.
Is there some good-looking women out there or something?
That was tough. That was Carl Albert's toughest game.
You think Guthrie could give Dale City or Carl Albert a game?
I seen them give Carl Albert a game. Carl Albert didn't pull away till second half.
I just don't know if they got enough.
They don't have enough offense.
Offense, yeah.
They
That's it.
rely on one guy. What they need to do is put the quarterback they had in and then run the ball through the was it number 3?
Number 3.
Yes.
I'm gonna say with Newcastle. I'm gonna take Newcastle over Guthrie. Newcastle over Guthrie. What do you got?
I'll take Guthrie.
You take Guthrie?
I'll take Guthrie to beat Newcastle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the last game of the show. You got your Dell City Eagles coming in with 1 loss to Edmond Memorial. And I know everybody was freaking out when they got beat by Edmond Memorial, but Edmond Memorial showed you the type of team they were.
Right.
They made it all the way to the semifinals, 1 game away from playing in the state championship.
What was
And
that
you got to
score?
think you had both of your coordinators leave that week.
Yeah.
So
you look at what Edmond Memorial done. Shout out to Justin Meredith, should be the coach of the 6A Coach of the Year. I mean, I know he probably won't get it, but just what he done with the Edmond Memorial Bulldogs, man. I mean, it shows you what he's done with it. A lot of that comes with when you got a quarterback that's D1 that's going to go play at the University of Kansas. Tells you where he's at. So shout out to him. But you look at Dell City, lose 1 game, lose your offensive coordinator.
What was that score again? You know,
which one?
that Dale City Memorial game.
Can you look that up again?
Dell City
Memorial.
it was a blowout.
35-0. 35-0.
Yeah, 35-0.
So you look at that game, Dell City, like I said, had 1 loss to Memorial early in the year. Like I said, he loses his offensive coordinator, loses the line coach. Throughout the year, his quarterback goes down. So Robert Jones has been calling plays, put up a lot of points last week against Bishop McGinnis, a team right here, local. He's probably figured it out. But you got Carl Albert.
Mm-hmm.
The Mighty Titans.
Yeah.
19, 18 gold balls. Coach Mike Dunn's looking for his 4th gold ball?
4th.
Third
this
gold
would be
ball.
the 3rd gold ball, and this would be the school's 19th overall.
Yeah. So you look at what's the defensive coordinator, John?
I don't know.
I think it's John. I might be wrong. But you get these guys 2 weeks to prepare for Dell City.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's too long. You overthink.
No. Carl Albert, overthinking?
No.
I'm not saying Carl Albert in general. I'm just saying sometimes.
Dell City started a freshman quarterback. Starting quarterback goes down. He might be back by now, but he's on the freshman quarterback. Young man's been putting up big numbers. But you ain't met 7 guys that's about to go play Division I football. And if you can see, if you look what X-Rob has done, and I talked about this on my show last week, if you look what X-Rob has done at OU, coming from Carl Albert, he's ready for it. He's ready.
Yep.
Smitty got him in shape, but mindset, studying the game, knowing the game, Carl Albert got him there.
Yep.
It gets you football ready. Mike and Robert go way back, coaching high school ball, coaching at Dell City together, now going against each other.
Yeah.
One knows right from left and left from right, however you want to do it. When they stayed together, who cooked the rice and who cooked the beans?
Yeah.
Who took the dog out, who took the trash out.
Yeah.
But now it comes down, Robert came short last year. Is Mike going to let little brother beat him this year?
I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
No.
So
I
you got
just
Carl
think-
Albert?
Huh?
You got Carl Albert?
I say Carl Albert just because of the simple fact you never want to lose to your street rival.
Right.
Because now you got to see this guy at Crest,
No.
Winko, Walmart 544, even Choctaw Walmart 4195. You see, I know my numbers.
Oh, he knows the store numbers.
Store numbers, folks.
You be
Yeah,
stocking them shelves.
Stocking them shelves.
I like it.
Choctaw coach said, stocking them shelves. Boy, look at me. Look good and fly. Win a gold ball, didn't call me.
Is he still over there?
Yeah.
Oh,
But like I'm saying, I think Carl Albert beats him 35 to 10.
35 to 10.
35
Oh, you got him
to
in a blowout. I think the game's going to be closer. I think
I'm going to tell you.
Carl
Do me
Albert's
one favor,
defense.
Big E.
What?
Do me one favor real quick. What's the temperature next Friday night?
Was it?
Ask Google.
I was actually looking at it
Trying to
earlier.
say brothers can't play in cold.
I'm not saying that.
Where you saying it then?
I'm
What's
just
the point?
saying Carl Albert probably got a bunch of linemen to go deer hunting.
It'll be
At 7 o'clock
it'll be
next Friday,
40-something degrees.
40-something degrees. You might be all right.
That's warmer than it usually is this time of year. So,
Who you guys got? What are y'all thoughts on the game?
I mean,
Mine's
I
gonna
got
come down to coaching. Carl Albert has a good staff. It's about adjustments. I think the
Got to make
quarterback.
adjustments.
I think the quarterbacks washed themselves out. I don't know how good Dell City's defense is. I know Carl Albert's defense is probably the number 1 in state besides Owasso. I don't know. It's a toss-up. Do you go with the program that's been there 19 times, or is it Robert's
don't
year?
get me wrong. I would love to see Robert Jones get his. But I just think with a lot of these guys going out being their last game of high school football, moving on to college and got to go play at the next level, the highest level of high school football. If college.
What on offense does Carl Albert have?
I think you got a healthy. Number 4 is going to be healthy.
The thing is, no one has.
I think that this. I
Time
like
out.
it. I see where you're going with it.
No one has ran man on those, because all they're throwing is little screens and bubbles and pops. No one has ran straight up man on them. Put the athlete on the athlete, run man, and throw all the screens. Make that quarterback throw you deep.
I think, okay, let's do this real quick since we got a little bit of time. We got about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So you got so if you was to go position by position, how would you grade it out? If you would,
I don't know much about Del City. I don't know.
No,
if I'm just say to guess, since they got 8 or 7 D1 prospects, quarterbacks are washed. The defense, LeBron is probably gonna be your best on defense.
Caden Davis.
how you gonna say LeBron? You got
No.
Cade Davis?
Caden
Up
Davis.
front.
Oh,
seven.
okay,
Let's go
okay.
Position by position. I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
up front. Then you got your linebacker, Kate Davis. But can
you got Cade Davis.
Can he cover? Yes, he can tackle. Yes, he's aggressive. Can he make what Jones need to do is go more pro and make sure those linebackers are going to cover. I've never seen Kate cover anybody. Their problem is behind the linebackers, between the linebackers and the safety. That's what Call-Up's problem is. All their defense reminds me of Choctaw's defense. They're not reading anything. They're just going. So he's got to play smart, slow the game down, go more pro set. I don't know if that quarterback's able to do that. More motion, more eye candy. Carl Albert hasn't seen it. If I'm the offensive coordinator, that's what I'm doing against Carl Albert. I'm going to make, because 16's just coming. See ball, play ball. No, I'm taking him out of the game. I'm making him cover a back in the backfield or something. He's going to have to do something. He's going to have to figure it out. That's my offensive scheme, but is that going to
This guy should get the Midwest City job right here. X's and O's. Yeah, you.
I know my shit.
Well,
all the time. That's what I do.
Well, the way I'm gonna break it down is that I think there's gonna be different wrinkles thrown at Dell City that Carver's gonna put out as far as the offense.
Right.
Having number 4 back that can run the ball. There's a good chance you can see what's the little running back that Carver has.
LT.
LT,
yeah.
number 4 in the backfield together.
He has
Cade
good
Davis.
hands. I see him doing.
You know what I'm saying? And then you still got a key factor with Elijah Matthews. I think
I think Elijah should have got more game time.
I think he's up and coming back. I think he's going to be he could be an it factor. I mean, he's leaving people. He's put on some good size. Young man just turned 16, so he's becoming a man.
Right.
Quarterback plays, I know you kind of talk about that and watching each other out. But I think what Carl Albert did in the Guthrie game, he threw the ball, but it also gave him a little bit more confidence, too, to throw the ball.
But you don't want to give him too much confidence to see what happens.
You don't need to. I mean, when you got what you got, you can. This is the deal.
No,
Carl
they
Albert
need
can win
to
the game
call
3-0. You got a kicker that can kick 51 yards. Dell City ain't showed me they got a kicker that can kick a ball.
That's what I'm saying. All phases of the ball. Yes.
So
You can
see what I'm saying?
put him at.
Yeah.
So you look at it. You're looking at the game. Dell City is one of. They both has played some good teams, but I mean, what's Dell City's biggest win this year?
Bishop McGinnis.
What's Carl Albert's biggest win?
I mean, you got Stillwater was in the semifinals.
Stillwater is not good.
If you get, we're not talking about who's good and who's bad. We're talking about who's their best win.
Right, a bad Stillwater team.
Okay, but Stillwater still made it to the semifinals.
In what division?
It's 6A big. It's a bigger division than Carl Albert is.
Oh, I thought you said Dell City's biggest win. I was
No, I'm
like,
saying,
Bishop
what's Dell City's biggest win this year?
Oh, yeah, probably Bishop McGinnis.
Okay, and what's Carl Albert's biggest win?
Stillwater.
Okay, but who's a better team, Bishop McGinnis or Stillwater?
Bishop McGinnis.
No, they're not. Bishop McGinnis got beat by Midwest
Or
City.
I take that back. Dell City's biggest win is against Claremont.
Claremont, how bad they beat them?
34-14, so about 20.
34-14. And then Carl Albert turn around and play Claremont. What score that game? How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Who y'all with?
Oh, okay.
You play tight end for him? It's all right. You probably played what I played.
45-14. So
Yeah, 91.
45-14.
45-14.
Okay.
So, I mean, close. I mean, it's close. They
You said
allowed the same
Shawnee?
amount of points to him.
I'm not saying Stillwater's bad, but I'm saying
sitting there
Stillwater's not
saying,
the Stillwater.
if you're looking at game to game, Carl Albert played a tougher game than Dell City has. Not taking that from Dell City, but you're looking at a tougher game. Carl Albert beat Stillwater at their homecoming.
But you're looking at the name on the helmet.
Not
Stillwater.
about the name on the helmet. This team is in the semifinals. They beat Muskogee, beat them 35-14. Muskogee's a good team. Last year, Carl Albert went up to Muskogee and beat Muskogee at Muskogee.
We're not saying that Carl Albert's not good. What I'm saying is,
I'm not saying that neither, but you're saying
if you compare the competition they play.
He's given the blueprint on how Dell City can win this game.
Yeah.
He's not saying they're going to go out there and do it. This is like what,
he said,
Talking about me?
yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah,
he
I'm
said
talking about- I'm not
no,
saying-
but he said Carl Albert hasn't played anybody.
They both really haven't.
Yeah, they
played.
really haven't both
But if
played
you said
anybody.
who played a better, if you had
You
to
said
pick,
that. I'm past
if
that.
you had to pick, who played a better schedule? If you had to pick, though.
I mean, Carl
Because
Albert,
you already
but
said, time out. You said Carl Albert played Guthrie was one of the toughest games.
Right. And Guthrie's still not good. It's about matchups.
So that's 2 games that Carl Albert's played.
Guthrie,
How many points has Carl Albert given up this year?
I think it's
I
under
mean,
50.
They're both defenses.
their defense is pretty good. It's going to be on the offense. It's about what the offense does. Defense is a wash.
I know they got Miles and they got Rickland Holmes running the ball. Then they got the young man from that came from Blackwood or came from El Reno.
Yeah.
Just came over and joined them. The one thing I heard about the quarterback, very fast.
Dale City's quarterback?
Very fast.
Right.
Can Carl Albert contain that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna put a spy on him, but he's a freshman.
Yeah.
Either freshman's gonna play out and ball out and get you a state championship, or he's gonna play like a freshman.
Yeah.
Just don't put too much on him.
One of my favorite lines is when I was doing the chain game, Sand Springs, and Sand Springs coach said, "Jiminy Christmas, such and such, down your leg," And so that's what.
But at this
do.
point, he's a sophomore now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he hasn't had a lot of starts though, because you had the Cash kid that came from Tuttle, starting. He ended
Is
up
he
getting
back?
hurt. I don't know if he's back or not. I think they're playing them both. If they are playing them both, but talking to Andre Johnson, is good friends with Robert, it said that that the quarterback right now at DLC is playing really good ball. But so this is what I was saying. You said maybe too much time, but I think giving Carl Albert coaches 2 weeks.
The game playing against Little Man?
Both coaches, both QBs.
Right.
They're going to be ready for both QBs. They're going to have packages in for – John's a good – he coached a lot. His dad coached a lot. Is a good coach. Just when you got a guy that's coached a lot of football and Robert has the guys, really, truly, Robert is probably the veteran of his staff.
Yeah.
You looked at Carl Albert's staff, Mike Dunn's probably the baby of the staff, as far as coaching with those guys. You got guys on that staff that's been coaching 20, 25 years. You got probably the best offensive coordinator that's around with Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a great offensive coordinator, makes some great plays. You saw what he did in Muskogee. Not Muskogee, but the Guthrie game last year. Had everybody roll one way. Had the tight ends roll back to the other side and hit him with Sperry.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to come down to who has the best offense, who did the most, and then adjustments.
But folks, man, we like to tell everybody, man, get a chance this Christmas. Come out to Dick's House of Sports, man. Not only you can get all your gear.
Oh, yeah.
All your gear. Did I say it wrong? Oh, I thought I said it wrong.
No.
I got to make
Dick's
sure I
House of
said it right.
Sport.
But come
There you
out
go.
here to Dick's House of Sports, get all your gear. You can get your bike. You can get your basketball. You get all your – hey, first of all, come out before next week and come get your gear before the state playoff games.
Yeah.
If you want to dress warm and be ready and cheer your baby on for a state championship ring, come out and
Right.
get your gear here.
Oh, yeah. Mom,
Hey.
Dad, come up here. Get me a new driver. I need a new driver. That'd be nice.
Folks, and that's easy to talk about that. We will be – yeah, get them a
Oh,
custom
yes,
one.
a custom
We will
one.
be doing a show. We will be doing a show from the golf. And, folks, it's
Like
big
talking
time
golf.
here. You can get a game of golf in, different
Yeah.
courses. We're going to have –
Sitting right across from a simulator, they got like baseball and soccer, all different kinds of stuff that you can set.
and-
They got a
and that-
rock climbing wall back there. So
in that show, you're going to have Big Ethan with Preston.
Preston Albee, yes sir. OU golf commit
Golf
from
OU
Choctaw.
golf commit. Then we're going to have his little cousin, Christopher Crawford.
Yep.
Coming back. Maybe one of the top 2029 golfers in the state. We're going to do it right here. Then we're also going to come back and do a high school girls state championship basketball before the tournament kicks off.
Is that going to be with you and Coach V?
It might be me and Coach V.
All
right. Coach V, I give him some love. Folks, if you want to ever catch me out on every Thursday morning, you can check out my new show, Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines, with me and Coach V. JV's a great coach out of Harrah, but also he does a great job getting girls' names out there. But I couldn't be more blessed to have Keep It 100 with Jonah, my brother, and then Ethan's been with me for the last 4 years. He's finishing up at OU. You can catch Ethan doing some OU sideline reports.
I had to put that to the wayside for a little bit because of school. That my OU podcast. Hopefully, get it ramped back up.
I'm talking about you doing the stuff for the games, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you go to the OU basketball games, you might see me on the court with the camera, doing some things or all that good stuff. Or if you're watching the broadcast, you might see me throwing up some replays or some graphics or whatnot. So, but yeah.
I mean, but like I said, we couldn't ask for a better place to do a show, man. It's better than my basement. Got a little bit of music going on, man.
Yeah.
We're so special to have Halsey. I want to thank Cindy
like the singer.
Halsey.
You know the singer Halsey?
Yeah.
Halsey.
I probably never listened to that, but hey, I want to thank Cindy and Halsey for letting us come out, man. I mean, it's a great opportunity, not for us, but just also to show off this beautiful story, though. If you have not been in here, get up here. You can stop and get you some food. Get you a little bit of Walmart. You can do it all in one time right here.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you right here, man, get your kid a new bike. Tell somebody to pull it down. You can ride it through the store. Get a couple laps in. That's what we do over here at Keep It 100. We keep everything 100. You need some Thunder gear. They beat my Lakers last night. I'm sad.
Yes.
That's okay. But, hey.
Quit following LeBron everywhere and follow the team.
If you're an OSU fan,
take
yourself and put it in the fireplace and burn it and become an OU fan. That's what I do. I keep it 100. I'm just telling you right now, man. I mean, cheer for the Sooners. Yes, we're going to a bowl. I want to ask all you Oklahoma State fans, what bowl are you going to? I can't hear you. What is he?
Oh, she's a Notre Dame fan over here.
Yeah. Notre Dame, yeah. Y'all got a chance to get into the big dance, huh? Yeah. That's on our bucket list, though, to go to
the Notre Dame
game. I went to Ohio State this year, been to an Ole Miss, but my bucket list is to go to Notre Dame. No. Touchdown Jesus, I want to go see him, man. He might be able to help me and throw some holy water on me, get me right. Folks, like I said, thank you guys for having us out, man. We love
Ethan,
it.
Did he say his pick yet?
My pick or who?
For who?
Carl
Carl Dale City. You can't get out of here with that.
Pick. Carl Albert, 35.
Oh, yeah, he did say that. He did say it. Yeah, he said 35-10.
35-10. I'm going to keep it real, folks.
I got it closer than that.
It's going to be a good game. I'm going to tell you right now, if Robert Jones does his homework and he's in the lab, he can give Carl Albert, Delsey can give Carl Albert everything they want. They played last year. Robert knows what it takes to get to the state championship. He's a game away. Folks, it's sad that these guys got to play in the semifinals. Yeah. OSSA, you got to get this right. Maybe you do a 12-man bracket like they're doing in the college, but you got to get it right. You did it wrong with Lincoln Christian and Heritage Hall. You did it wrong with
the best
Wagner,
two teams should not be playing for the semifinals.
Wagner and Elgin. You did it wrong with Carl Albert and Del City. Too good of a game. You're missing out on money. It's all about the money is what we're talking about. What they say all about the Benjamins.
Yeah.
Baby,
yes.
What you got, Big E?
Not much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Again, shout out to Dick's Sporting Goods, Cindy, Halsey, Chris Groves, one of the best bosses I ever had. Gave him way too much of a hard time when I worked for him, so apologize for that. But appreciate Dick's House of Sports for having us out here again. It's always a great time out here, a bunch of cool stuff. So, but yeah.
I have nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Well, like I said, I just want to thank everybody once again, though, man. I'm thrilled. Real quick before I let it go, my son is getting engaged today to his lovely, soon-to-be Miss Bride, Erica. Happy for them.
Congratulations.
By the time the show comes out, I wasn't supposed to tell anybody, but by the time the show comes out.
I told you he could not tell. He told the whole world.
Keep
now.
a secret.
It already happened, so I could tell my wife before I left the house.
You spoiled your daughter's gender reveal, and now you're spoiling this. Come on,
everything.
Tony.
Hey,
come on.
Congratulations
you gotta keep
it. Though.
He does keep it 100.
That's
it.
He
does keep it 100. A little bit too much. A little bit too much.
But like I said, thank you guys again for having us on. We'll do it again. We're out of here. See
ya.